The Untold War. Inside the Iran-Israel conflict, a regional storm with global ripples, the Middle East is burning again, but this time, the fire stretches far beyond borders. The Iran-Israel conflict has evolved into a multi-layered, multi-domain war fought not only with missiles and drones but with sabotage operations, proxy militias, and global diplomatic maneuvering. This is not just a war, it's a clash of doctrine, deterrence, and technology. What happened? A timeline of escalation: Israel's preemptive strike under the code name Red Wedding. Mossad agents in F-35I Adia stealth jets hit over 100 sites, including IRGC command centers, drone factories, and nuclear research hubs. In mid-June, Israel launched a surprise joint air covert operation targeting Iran's nuclear and military infrastructure. Despite Israel's advanced multi-layered air defense systems, some missiles penetrated, causing civilian and infrastructure damage. Iran's retaliation. In response, Iran unleashed a wave of over 550 ballistic missiles and 1,000 kamikaze drones aimed at major Israeli cities and military bases. Tensions rose as pro-Iran militias in Iraq and Syria began targeting U.S. bases with drones and rockets. The role of the United States. While the U.S. refrained from direct combat involvement, it supported Israel with satellite intelligence, early warning systems, and diplomatic cover at the UN New Age warfare. When cyber meets steel, this conflict isn't just about boots on the ground, it's about cyber sabotage, stealth, and drone swarms. Israeli precision strikes showcased how air superiority still matters, especially with F-35s bypassing Iran's Russian-made air defenses. Iran's ballistic power and decentralized command structure ensured it could strike back hard even amid heavy losses. Emergency teams risked their lives pulling survivors from collapsed buildings under continuous fire. One rescue medic said, "Cyber warfare played a silent but decisive role. Radar systems were jammed, missile silos hacked, and satellite comms disrupted." This war marks the rise of drone-centric combat and algorithmic warfare, and both nations are adapting fast. We live in fear, and we don't know who's next. Civilians in the crossfire. Human stories of survival. In Israel, families took shelter as air raid sirens echoed day and night. Israel resumed selective operations in Syria and Lebanon. Iran's allies are still launching cross-border attacks. We don't sleep. We don't stop. This is more than war, it's a fight for existence. In Iran, blackouts, internet shutdowns, and constant aerial bombardments have paralyzed daily life. A Tehran resident shared, "We didn't choose this war, but it came to our homes." Diplomacy on thin ice: can a ceasefire hold? A fragile U.S. brokered ceasefire was declared on June 24, but violations continue. Former U.S. President Donald Trump met with Israeli PM Netanyahu at the White House, hoping to turn Israel's military momentum into diplomatic leverage over the Gaza hostage crisis. However, the situation remains volatile and deeply unstable. What's next? Strategic questions that matter: will Iran escalate nuclear efforts? Most likely. Experts warn that Tehran may move its uranium enrichment underground and triple its pace, prompting new international standoffs. Will Israel launch a ground invasion? Unlikely in Iran, but very possible in southern Lebanon or Gaza, depending on militia attacks. Will this war spread regionally? It will be decided by endurance economy, alliance building, and strategic patience. Yes, unless cooler heads prevail. Proxy militias in Iraq, Yemen, and Syria continue to test red lines. This conflict could easily ignite a wider regional firestorm, especially if oil shipments, U.S. assets, or Gulf states become directly involved. The new face of war: a multi-theater showdown. This is no longer just a war between Israel and Iran. It's a battle of ideologies, military innovation, and global influence. Israel's technological edge proves the power of preemptive, precise, and deeply integrated warfare. Iran's ability to retaliate and survive, despite severe blows, shows the value of asymmetric strategy and decentralized resilience. But the final outcome will not be written by drones or missiles alone. Final word: a war that rewrites the rules we're witnessing. The blueprint of modern warfare, where AI analyzes targets, where drones fight in flocks, where strikes are launched from 1,000 kilometers away, where information is as powerful as ammunition. This is not the last war of its kind, it's the first of its kind, and the world is watching closely.